Hi everyone! Today I want to share with you an easy sponge cake recipe that can be transformed into 3 kinds of sponge cakes just by changing how the egg foam is created. So the first method is called the standard, and you use whole eggs at room temperature, and it is whipped with sugar into the ribbon stage. And what that means is that the batter is pale and thick, and it will fall off the whisk like a ribbon, and when you draw a shape on top of the batter, it will not disappear. Okay, now fold in the flour until it is mixed evenly, but you want to be careful not to over mix it because the egg foam can deflate and the cake will not rise very well. Now the second method is what I call a single whip. So you separate your egg yolk from the whites, and this egg is at room temperature. Then you just whip the whites until soft peak like a cloud. Then you add the sugar gradually. Until you get a firm peak that looks like a flamingo's beak. Then add the egg yolk and mix it for 10 to 15 seconds just to blend it in. Then you add the flour. So here I found it easier to fold in my flour with a whisk, so I reduced the risk of it deflating. Now this batter is thicker and the foam is more stable, so it doesn't deflate too easily when I fold in the flour, unlike method 1. And the third method is the double whip. So just like method 2, you're separating your egg yolks and whites, but this time you're whipping the yolks as well. The yolks are whipped until pale and thick and it falls like a ribbon, and the whites are whipped to firm peaks just like method 2. Then I like to loosen up my yolk batter with a bit of the meringue that's left over on the whisk. And then I fold the 2 batters gently. And it's okay if there are some bits of white streaks. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point because you are going to do more mixing when you add in the flour. So this batter is firmer than method 2, and it is also very thick. So it has the lowest risk of deflating when I add in my flour. The double whip created the tallest cake. So the main difference between the methods is that the single and double whip created a tight crumb structure that is elastic, very soft, feathery, and moist without adding any oil. Also, the double whip has a more chewy texture compared to the single whip. Whereas the standard doesn't have that chewy or springy texture like the single and double whip, and it forms a harder crust on the side. It's more yellow in color, very fluffy, and has a loose crumb. This cake is soft but more dry and more crumbly compared to the other 2 cakes. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe because it will support me to create more interesting videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon!